Does retirement feel like it's far, far, far in the future? Hi, I'm Lazandra, and on this channel, I work with public sector Black women in senior leadership roles, helping you navigate support in your role, helping you prepare for separation from service and life after work on a pension. I retired from a job after working in public service for 20 years. I retired on my 55th birthday in 2021 after a long 20 plus year career in government, in management positions on various levels of government. So I'm here to share practical tips, but also my journey to living on the other side of work so that you can see what's possible. So a few days ago, I was listening to a video on YouTube by Stephanie Perry that was "How are so many Black women quitting their jobs?" And I thought about that, and I thought about the public sector and Black women in the public sector, and how we don't relate to quit my job, especially at that level. You may not relate to the word quit or quitting, but you certainly can relate to retirement. Retire or retirement. So you can retire. You can retire early. And here, I just have a few things I want you to consider when you're thinking about retirement and retiring early. Now, it all begins with our mindset, as everything does. Is how are you coming to this conversation? So is your mind ready to have this conversation about leaving public service, leaving the public sector? So there's some things you might want to consider. Your health, your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health. Because sis, you're tired. It's tiring. It's tiring. So that's why you might want to considering, one of the reasons you might want to consider retiring early. The next thing I'm going to talk about might be a little controversial. Ego. You start talking about the ego, you're like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Your ego. Because you think that if you don't do it, it's not going to get done right. That you have to hold it. And we have this thing about saving the world and holding all that thing on our shoulders. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to hold that on your shoulders. You can let it go. Because the fact of the matter is, if something happened to you, if you were to, God forbid, pass away tomorrow, that project, that thing, that public facing thing, because this is the public sector, so you're serving communities, you're serving cities and counties, and you're serving the country. So you're on this macro level, and this is some big stuff that you're holding. But they don't just split the work up with somebody else. So they're gonna be doing their job as well as what you were doing, which was probably too much anyway. But now because they're gonna give it to 3 people to try to figure it out. The work that you were just doing, one person. And then they'll eventually hire someone, maybe. But likely that they'll hire someone. But we know in civil service how long that takes. That can be anywhere from 3 months to a year before someone comes in and do that job. The project the thing, the budget, the policy, the legislation that you were working on will be fine. Because I want you to think about, what if you weren't there? You do not have to carry the weight of everything. You don't have to do that. You can release it. You're tired. Are you not tired of budget cuts? Are you tired of budget cuts? Are you tired of hiring freezes? Are you tired of furloughs? Are you tired of these expectations in your project that you were working on and the legislation or whatever? Things get gutted and changed, whatever you were doing. We're tired of hiring shortages. So you don't have enough staff to deliver the project, the legislation, the policy, whatever you're doing. You don't even have enough staff. And I already talked about how long it takes to hire. You go through this long process before they even interview with you, because there's a civil service process. They go through that process. And then you get to interview them and you want to make a selection and you're like, this is the person for the job. And then it's been 6 months and now you go to make the offer and they're like, thank you, I am no longer interested. And now you're starting over. Are you tired of the public scrutiny? No, I get it. This is public money. So rightfully so, there'll be public scrutiny. And you in a senior leadership position, you signed up for it, right? I signed up to get those arrows pointed at me. But you get tired. You get tired of that public scrutiny. And sometimes the scrutiny is even internal, where your own legislative body is coming at you because you did not fulfill the expectations of the thing, whatever it is. You didn't fulfill it. But you don't have the staff. They cut the budget. The timeline didn't change. Everything remained the same, but you're working with half the resources because the budget they cut. And they're pointing their finger at you. Make it make sense. Now, I know you're saying, Lazandra, I get it. Yeah, I hear what you're saying is, I get it. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, these things happen. Yes. So, and there are some reasons why I haven't considered retirement. So, some of the reasons you may not have considered retirement are health consideration, health care. Like, what does health care look like on the other side of retirement? What is health care? What does that look like for me? Family obligations. Your children. You have children. It might be teenagers. Teenagers in high school, there's lots of things going on. They're expensive, right? College. Your partner. You may have parents who are ailing that you want to care for. And then there's the money. That money looks good. At the level you are, I would bet that you're making decent money. And it looks good. I know mine did. And yet I still walked away at 55 on my birthday in 2021. So what do you do? Well, start planning for your pension. Do you know your numbers? Have you looked at your numbers? Have you looked at your years of service and the age? Some retirement systems have calculators. You can go online and put in the year, how many years of service you have, and it'll tell you, what age you can retire. You could put in, hey, I want to retire at 60, or I want to retire at 50. You have to know what your system was inside your system, but you won't know unless you do it. So do it today. Go look at your retirement system. Go online or talk to someone. I'm sure they have webinars that you can attend. You might think, well, I'm not thinking about retiring for 10 years. Okay. Go on the system and see what it looks like to retire in 10 years. But also see what it looks like if you retired in 5 years. Also look like if you retired in a year. Look like if you was like, I'm retired at the end of the month. I can't do it no more. I'm done. Go look at your numbers. Know what they are. Know what they are. And use the resources that are available to you through your retirement system. Because there is life after retirement. There is joy after work. And I want that for you. But it starts with planning. So after you've done your planning, you looked at the plan and you're like, okay. So this is what I want you to ask yourself. Is it worth me staying to whatever that perfect number, if that money, whatever that is for you, is it worth staying that long? If the answer is yes, then I recommend that you put a plan in place to take care of yourself. Because if you got a year from now, whether it's 2 years from now, if it's 10 years from now, based on your calculations, put a system in place. Whatever that looks like for you, do that. Because you know these things are going to come up. You're still going to be tired. It's still going to be public scrutiny. Like, these things are still going to happen. So how do you navigate when that happens? What do you do? How do you take care of yourself? If the answer to the question is no, then let's get on it. It's time to go. It's go time. It's time to plan your exit or escape. It's time to plan. What does that look like? What things do I need to put in place? So if that date is in 30 days, if you look at the number, you're like, wait a minute. I could do this in 6 months. I could do this in 30 days. Oh, I want to stay a year. Whatever it is. And even if you said yes, like yes, it's worth staying. But 30 days from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, you're like, you know what? No, it's time. I cannot do this anymore. Then you also go do your planning. Because like I already stated, there is joy on the other side of work. And I want that for you. I want that for you. So I hope that this has been helpful. Please subscribe to my channel because there will be more content. What I have found that there's not a lot of information for us. There's not a lot of information for you, for black women in the public sector, and particularly in senior management. So subscribe because there will be more content. Comment. If anything I said resonated with you, I want you to let me know. Don't be silent. Let me know. Just drop a little note. But even if it didn't resonate, say, you know what, I'm not getting what you're saying. It's not resonating with me. Please let me know that also. If you have questions, you have comments, if you have suggestions for content, please let me know that too. So again, subscribe, comment, and share. Share this video with other public sector black women senior leaders. We're out there. And if you know someone, please share this video. If you know someone that it may help, please share it. And watch for my next video. Watch my next video. My next video will be on planning. What does that planning look like? You said yes. So what do I need to do? What do I need to do? That will be the next video. But the best way to know when that video is available is to subscribe. So I'll see you on the next video. And with that, I want for you to love, to laugh, and to dance. I will see you next time.